I would be lying if I say that I don't feel underutilized. We need to redefine what is commercial. A 100 crore film has a loss of 90 crores. That was commercial, right? Why does it have to be with 50 bikini-clad women and you're sitting on top of a building and a chopper shot? This film respects me as an audience, and I'm not asked to leave my brains outside. Hello, this is Sanjay Suri, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
He has all the trappings of a good-looking movie star, and he has made a name for himself in meaningful cinema. Sanjay Suri, pleasure having you on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you so much.
Sanjay's next film, Ayam, is releasing shortly, where he is both an actor as well as a producer. Nice promo, different sort of thing that we are seeing over there. But one thing, first of all, you're having 4 stories, but we've seen something of this sort earlier as well. Multiple stories coming together.
But these are multiple stories that don't kind of converge as a common climax. These are episodic. One story ends and the other begins. But it's linked through characters and through certain content. And through also a certain sound design. For example, with characters, a protagonist in one becomes a fringe character in the other. Thematically, the stories are kind of connected because these are diverse subjects, but themes being of dignity, discrimination, identity, people trying to withhold their identity and dignity in a world which is very unsympathetic.
I think one of the stories has been inspired by your personal situation that you've been in. You are a Kashmiri. I'm talking about Ayam Megha, where Manisha Koirala is playing a Muslim woman who's in Kashmir.
किस बात से प्रॉब्लम है तुम्हें रुबीना? इस जन्नत में जीने की सजा.
Juhi Chawla is playing a pandit, Kashmiri pandit who goes out of Kashmir.
Srinagar is finished. It's over, damn it. तुम नहीं, माँ नहीं, मैं नहीं. कोई वहाँ पर वापस नहीं जाएगा.
Something about that, because I think that must be coming from your personal space.
I think anyone who has been displaced any time in their lifetime, they would identify with this, they would be able to relate to this story, because how does a human being kind of feels when you are kind of discriminated against or kind of thrown out of your home, uprooted from your home for no fault of yours? So why should a Muslim feel threatened in a Hindu-dominated area and vice versa? In this context, this woman who goes back after 20 years to revisit her home, and through her we see her past. But we don't take sides in the film. It's just a story of 2 friends who were separated due to conflict.
Okay, you're saying that a person can be displaced anywhere, but still, you must be having a personal context to it as well. Somewhere you must be relating to it yourself. If you talk about it honestly, considering you are a Kashmiri Pandit, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm a Punjabi born and brought up in Kashmir, yes, right. Kashmiri Hindu. Yes, it does come from a personal space because I understand Megha very well. I in fact, out of all the stories, if I can really identify with any character, it's the character of Juhi. That comes from a personal space, because when you go back home, what you call home, after 20 years or 15 years or 10 years, how does it feel for a person to go back and knock at his own house? How do you feel? So this is the personal space. There are certain incidents in the story which are drawn from my personal experience. Like someone asking me in Kashmir, are you a tourist? What do I tell that person? I can't get angry with that person, because that person is purely ignorant. Because
you're from Srinagar, basically.
I'm from Srinagar. So a child who was born in 1990 is 21 today. He does not know of another culture, So these are the things kind of captured in the story.
The story that you are in is Ayam Abhimanyu. You're talking about sexual abuse during childhood, which is, I think, a very prevalent thing, but maximum time under carpets.
I also kind of learnt about it only when we kind of decided to do the story, that 53% of Indian kids go through abuse. They've been victims of abuse. It's horrific. And 53%, we're a country of 1 billion, and out of that, the children, 53, and these are only reported cases. So a story which we thought needed to be told, and based on a true life incident. जब भी तुम जाती थी, वो हर रात आता था मेरे पास. One hears of child abuse, one kind of, again, like you said, under the carpet. And it's high time we just start talking about things. The more we talk, I think as a society we'll also kind of become more sensitized towards these things rather than sensationalize or just sensitize people. And many times when people say, did you prepare for this part? I said, how do you prepare for a part like this? It was well written, and you just imagine yourself in a state like that, and I think things just start flowing.
Anurag Kashyap is there in your story, right?
Yes, Anurag plays younger Abhimanyu's father, and his casting is also quite unique.
अच्छे बच्चे बनोगे तो माँ भी खुश होगी.
Actually, Anurag got to know that we're making this story, and he's been a victim of child abuse. It was really brave of him to come forward in large-heartedness that when Oren wanted to cast the father, he said, Anurag is well networked with the theatre actors, and he said, no, stop looking around, I'll play this part.
He's a good actor, in fact.
Sir
Sarla, I've seen him, Sir Sarla. Good actor.
Yeah, good actor. And apparently, I'm not sure, but one hears that he came to Bombay to be an actor originally. I don't know that.
Apart from being an actor on this film, you're also a producer, and we've heard a lot about the way you've crowdsourced this film on various social networking sites. I'm sure that you must have spoken about it hundreds of times. My question to you is that you've had some really good films as an actor. You've had some really good, meaningful films. My Brother Nikhil, Bas Ek Pal. I like Bas Ek Pal, Sorry Bhai. There have been many of them. Jhankar Beats was a commercially a successful film as well. But still, more or less, box office success has eluded you. And I've seen one of your interviews recently, and that definitely means a lot to you. I'm sure that it means a lot to any actor.
See, of course, when you have box office, you have the numbers. Having said that, I've done about 25 films, and without, like you said, a box office hit. So there must be something which is keeping me going. And there are certain kind of makers who like my work, and I tend to be working with them. And if I'm pessimistic about it, then I can feel depressed about it. But I'm not. I'm just a positive guy, and I look at the brighter things, and I feel that if I've not had a runaway hit in so many films, and I'm still continuing to be, I'm fortunate to be doing good work, I'm happy. But yes, I would be lying if I say that I don't feel underutilized. Yes, I do feel underutilized. I'm like urging, to explore and do much more. But at the same time, I'm proud that out of the 25 films I've done, I can name about a dozen which which I would really even look at after 20 years and say I'm happy I did these films.
Definitely. There's no doubt about that at all. Talking about the production part of your film once again. These days there are many avenues from which one can generate the revenue even after the theatrical release of a film. Like satellite rights is a very good option, and apart from the DVD rights there, one can give it to internet on downloads is another option as well. So have you explored those things already? Have you sold off the satellite rights already? What's the state of that?
See, the first thing, the starting point is always a theatrical release. Every filmmaker wants to make a film for the big screen. Right now I've not closed any business deal for Ayam because we want to explore its theatrical potential to the fullest. One thing we've done is we are not releasing in North America and UK right now because we feel that a typical Bollywood distributor may not care enough for this film, how to distribute it. But yes, soon after theatrical, it would be exploited on TV, on digital. Unfortunately, India does not have too many alternate platforms. DVD is really dying. It does not have an equivalent of a Netflix or a Hulu or iTunes in India. So until those kind of platforms are emerged, these films would kind of have their major chunk in theaters and satellite.
Very soon films will be made for mobile as well.
Oh, they're already happening actually.
It's already happening in Bollywood. I'm talking about.
Yes. In
ringtones is a very profitable commodity. You've done quite a bit of modeling as well from 1990 onwards itself.
1994 onwards, yeah, that's when I started modeling. Yeah, that's
so
right.
I think Gillette and Times of India, quite a few campaigns.
I started modeling purely because I wanted to be in films, to be honest, and I thought this would be a great stepping stone to learn how to face the camera, get that experience, and also I was always interested in what's happening behind the camera also. So TV commercials made more sense to me than, I was too short for ramp. So, that time you need to be a clothes horse, and these were the days of Milan Soman, and Arjun was just coming in as a model, 94. Deepak Malhotra was the top model. Vimal campaign, I remember, and then me and Himanshu and Meghna Reddy were the next Vimal model. So it was a big thing for me. I'd just come from Delhi and I get Vimal and I got Gillette and Philly Shave, the electric. So these were some good Wills campaigns. So I was lucky to get these campaigns. That gave me exposure and sustenance in Bombay.
A film like Jaane Bhi Do Yaron was made at a budget of rupees 7 lakhs, and it's considered a classic. Somewhere, do you feel that in Bollywood, I'm not talking about any other space whatsoever, that we have this problem or maybe a complex that high budget films and low budget films and parallel films and commercial films, those kind of demarcations are somewhere there, the star system and this and that, somewhere it exists. The idea for a good film or a bad film somewhere gets lost.
Yeah, it is a creative short-sightedness of people who slot art. This is commercial. Now we need to redefine what is commercial. What is commercial? End of the day, $250 are being spent on a film, which is supposed to earn some revenue. Now a commercial, 100 crore film has a loss of 90 crores. That was commercial, right? So what happened? So I think we need to redefine and not get sucked into this. End of the day, it's a good story or not, whether it's engaging. Why brand a film by its canvas? Could be a cute story. It does not need the lavishness of scale and canvas and still be commercial. Why does it have to be with 50 bikini clad women and you're sitting on top of a building and a chopper shot? If I have to narrow down, I really call it picnic cinema. Today there is a habit which is forming, and which is, I'm fine with it. There are no parks left. There are no lakes. There is nothing. There's no outdoor activity. Where do they have their outing? They have their outing in malls. So they go eat. They want to go and watch a film which entertains them, makes them laugh. They don't want to think about it. So it's picnic cinema. Great. It needs to exist. It definitely needs to exist. And there's another audience who like to come back with a film and want that this film respects me as an audience and I'm not asked to leave my brains outside. So that is the other kind of film. So there is both a commercial.